Okay, so most of you, when I asked you, you didn't remember our previous written assignment. It was the one about liberalism with the little puzzle piece. I'll return that to you today. But what you need to know for that assignment, for the knowledge assignment, WRA 1.
We didn't get it.
Oh, sorry. For the WRA 1, I have made a guideline for you, and I've also made a response sheet to that assignment so you can look at what you could improve. Okay, so the knowledge assignment is an essay specific to social studies 30-2. It'll be the first essay you write. Okay, there's 3 essays you write on your diploma. The first one is knowledge assignment. It is a maximum 5-paragraph essay. Okay, you select 2 to 3 important concepts from the main ideology that they ask you to look at. So some examples might be, and this is not on your assignment, I updated it later, but they might ask you about classical liberalism, capitalism or communism, collectivism, individualism. They'll ask you to identify the important concepts, boys, to this specific ideology, right? And it's always related, it's almost always related to the first unit, chapters 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so for that diploma essay, make sure you review some of the chapter 1, 2, and 3 stuff. And I'll make some resources before that diploma to help you out with that. Not only are you, so when writing about these concepts, you must also write about why this concept is important. And to an extent, you must provide an example of that concept in action. And we'll kind of look at that later on. Some of the more basic stuff, so basic grammar rules still apply. You have to capitalize your sentences, words, whatever, sentence structure. Also, you want paragraphs. Don't just submit one big wall of text. It'll demonstrate that you don't know how to write, and you'll lose marks on that. Okay, there's a rubric at the back. You'll lose marks in the communication, which is 2 out of 10 marks. So 20% of your essay mark is on the organization, the vocabulary you choose, sentence structure, grammar, mechanics. Okay. You do want to be objective in these essays. You don't want to use I statements. Right? Just talk about the concept. Don't say I think or I feel. Right? Try to use those less. I did talk to Mr. Olson. He did mention in the -2 they don't mark that as harshly, but it's better practice to not use that. You can go ahead. I want you to note, it's not on the board, there is a little sentence right in the middle of the page. You should take a look at that. Make sure you understand that. The diploma suggested time to write that essay is between 20 to 25 minutes.
But I get the entire 6 hours, right?
You do get 6 hours, but you should not need 6 hours. If you need 6 hours by the time I'm done teaching you, it means I've failed. Okay? You should be able to finish this quickly. There's some notes there on plagiarism. So plagiarism is the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as your own. Not only does that count from stuff on the internet, but if you peek over at your buddy's essay and copy what they wrote, that's plagiarism. Okay? If you do that, you will get a 0. So scrolling down, looking at the process, some of us struggled with this. We'll look at that shortly. Scroll down there so you can see that. Keep in mind, grade 12s, your job on this essay is not to write about how you feel about the topic. So let's say you're more of an individualist, you hate the liberals and the left politically, and they ask you to support the left. You don't go on there and start saying Trudeau's an idiot and the liberals suck and I think we should vote conservative. That's not what you do. You'll get a big fat 0 for doing that. Even if you don't like the concept or ideology chosen, you have to write in support of it. Okay? And you want to give a straightforward response to the question. Okay. Although you are being asked which characteristics are most important, it is best to stick to 3 choices max. Okay, some of you will choose 2, some of you might choose 1. Be careful if you choose 1. You don't want to demonstrate too little. Okay. Anyways, 5 paragraphs. The first one is an introduction. So you introduce the topic and concept. Maybe they're asking you to write about individualism, so you have a sentence or two explaining what individualism is, right? So we have one here. Sorry, there's so let's just say economic systems. You have two example starters. Within a democracy, individuals are able to play a role in political decision making. The most effective actions an individual could take in a democratic government are reason 1, 2, and 3. It's important that you don't add in 5, 6, 7 reasons. Only add the reasons you're going to write about. So our previous assignment, I didn't make you write an intro. On the next assignment, tomorrow and the day after, I will. Okay. Paragraphs 2, 3, and 4. The fourth one can be optional if you write about two concepts. You write about the concepts you selected in order. Okay, so don't change up that order and flip it around. Keep it the same. Okay. You can also use the C method. At the bottom of that page, you'll see a good method for how you should respond to your, or how you should write your paragraphs. Always start with a statement which introduces which concept you are talking about. So with liberalism, you could say private property is very important to liberalism, to individualism. That's your statement about the concept. So you've highlighted that you're talking about private property. Explain your choice. The reason why private property is important to individualism is because it allows individuals to own property and to maintain wealth. And then you provide an example. For example, a person who works 30 years, pays off their mortgage, and owns the home can now transfer that home to their children, and their children start with more wealth, or they can sell it, or whatever that thing is. Okay. And the paragraph, your last paragraph is always a conclusion. Okay. In your conclusion, you reconnect to your main thesis statement, the main concept, ideology, and you conclude your ideas. You do not add in more concepts to write about in your conclusion. You will lose marks. So if you have 3 main concepts, only emphasize those concepts. Don't add in new arguments at the end. Okay? And that is the gist of the knowledge assignment essay. It's actually very easy. Okay, we'll go over your assignment right now.